All right, are you ready? I am going to walk you through these problems. So if you are confused, stay with me because I'm going to go through each one. First, I'm going to read what's at the top. Redox reactions are reduction and oxidation in one reaction. Every redox reaction has both reduction and oxidation. Because why? Well, chemists like to use less words. So redox is a lot shorter than reduction and oxidation. Remember that Leo is losing electrons oxidation and Ger is gaining electrons reduction. Remember to draw your number line and remember what side of the equation electrons belong for oxidation and reduction. So you can remember that by drawing your number line. So here's my suggestion. Draw a number line, 0. Most of the time you will not need more than this, 0 to -2 and then to +2. Draw an arrow making the numbers get bigger. That is Leo. An arrow making the numbers get smaller. That is Ger. Well, poor placement of my number line, but you get the point. Okay, so now let's look at this reaction. We have the same, you see the questions are the same as we go on. First of all, is it redox, yes or no? So let's check it out. Remember, one way to do it is to look for single elements. Do you see any single elements? No, I do not. So that doesn't 100% mean it's not redox, so let's look for spectators, okay? So Mg, is it in a compound on the other side? Yes, spectator. H, yes. O, compound both sides. CO3, CO3. Okay, what does this mean? It's all, yay, spectators, literally no reaction. So is this redox? No, done. All right, let's look at this one. Do we see single elements? I see 1, which means the oxidation number of this one is 0. Let's look on the other side, okay? Is it in a compound? Sure is. Okay, do I see anything that's in a compound on both sides? Well, I see K. All right, so that's a spectator. And then I have NO3 and NO2. Okay, so the O is the same, right? Here to here, but so then that must mean the N is changing because O is it's the last one, so it's -2. I mean, it still changes here because it's 0. But that must mean the N is changing, because if K plus N plus 3 O's and K plus N plus 2 O's are both 0, the thing that had to be changing was the N. And if you didn't notice that, that's fine. When you figure out the oxidation numbers, you'll see. So yes, this is redox. So now I have to do more. I got to figure out what's oxidized, what's reduced. The only thing I know for sure right now is this oxygen is 0. This oxygen is -2, and this oxygen is -2. So I got to figure out what these N's are. I mean, the K was +1 and +1, so that's kind of irrelevant. So the N's. So in this one, so let's do the math. We have K plus N plus 3 O's equals 0. K is +1. O is -2. So that's +1 plus N plus -6. That's N plus -5. So this N is +5. So what would this N be? Well, that's K plus N plus 2 times O. And so that's +1 plus N plus 2 times -2. 2 times -2 is -4. -4 plus 1 is -3. N is +3. So this one is +3. All right, so yes, it's redox. Now, which is oxidized, which is reduced? Well, N changed from +5 to +3, and oxygen changed from -2 to 0. So let's look at our number line up here. N went from +5 way over here to +3. So it's heading this way. That looks like it's Ger. So this better be Leo. I can only have one Gur. I can't have Gur. I can't have Leo. One Leo, one Gur. So this better be following Leo. So let's check it out. -2 to 0. It is, in fact, following Leo. So which substance is oxidized? Remember, the thing that's oxidized or the thing that is reduced has to be on the reactant side. So I ignore this stuff, okay? Which one is oxidized? Well, that was oxygen. What does oxygen look like on this side? So O with a 2 negative. Which one is reduced? Well, remember, if it's oxidized or reduced, it had to be on this side of the equation. So that would have been Gur is nitrogen, and nitrogen is +5. So N with a +5. Okay, so that's this answer. Just to circle it, make it clearer. Which is the oxidizing agent? Well, the thing that was reduced. So whatever I wrote for what was reduced, N with a +5. And what is the reducing agent? The thing that is oxidized. So whatever I wrote up here, O2 negative. All right, so let's look at the next one. Do I see any single elements? Yes. 0, 0. Do I see anything that's in a compound on both sides? Spectator. Yes. Oxygen. Okay. So what do I have here? Hydrogen is +1 unless it's with a metal, so it's not. Copper. Well, copper is either, if we look here, copper is either +1 or +2. All right. Oxygen is what? -2. If oxygen is -2, this is +2. Kind of make things a little simpler for yourself when you can. So let's look at what we have. Is this redox? Well, yes. I just started looking at charges. So let's look at what happened. We have hydrogen, and it went from 0 to +1, and copper went from +2 to 0. So let's look. Up here we have our number line 0 to +1. Going this way, that's following Leo. This better be Gur. Remember, it can't be Leo, can't be Gur. So +2 to 0. +2 to 0. Yep, it is following Gur. So, which substance is oxidized? Remember, if it's oxidized or reduced, it has to be on the reactant side, right? We ignore the other stuff. So which one is oxidized? That's Leo. So it was H. So it was H2. What substance is reduced? Again, remember, it had to be on the reactant side. And it was reduced as Gur. So it's copper, and copper is +2. What is the oxidizing agent? Well, it's the thing that was reduced, so copper. What is the reducing agent? The thing that was oxidized, so it is hydrogen. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Are you ready? So we have this equation. Okay, looks like a whole lot. So do we have spectators? Na, Cl, H. Now this looks like OH is not present, but remember from acids and bases, H and OH make up water. So even though we usually write it H2O, water is also H with OH. So the OH is in fact there. Okay, so is this redox? No, it is not. Okay, all right, let's look at the next one. Is it redox? Well, 0, 0, single elements. Compound, compound. This is -1, this is +1. So yes, it is redox. All right, let us look at what changed. Well, H went from 0 to +1, and Cl went from 0 to -1. Let's figure it out. 0 to +1, Leo. 0 to -1, Gur. Which one is oxidized? Leo, H. What does it look like? Remember, reactant side only, H2. Which is reduced? Gur, Cl. Looks like this. What is the oxidizing agent? The thing that was reduced, Cl2. What is the reducing agent? The thing that was oxidized. H2. All right, last one. I don't see a single element, but also it looks a little confusing. All right, so let's try to figure this one out, okay? So I have H in the beginning. This is going to be +1, +1, -2, -2, -2. Okay, S is the only one that looks like it is changing, right? So this one would be +6, but, haha, let's look. Let's check this one out. So watch this, H2SO4. So 2H plus S plus 4 O's equals 0, right? So H is +1. S is what I'm trying to figure out. Oxygen is -2. Okay, so 2 times +1 is 2. Plus S plus 4 times -2 is -8. -8 plus 2 is -6. Plus 6 plus 6. Ugh! It was +6 over here and +6 over here. Ah! This one is not redox. Okay? So this is the front of the sheet. I will make another video to walk you through the back of the sheet. Okay? But for now, you have all of the front of the sheet. I hope that helps.